Welcome to Q's Court, powered by OleMiss365.com.
Welcome to another edition of Q's Court. I'm your host, Marcus Dent. We have the world famous Coach Q, and we're gonna get right into it. It's been a couple of weeks, man, since we've been able to be together, man. But hey, look, SEC play, man. Give me some takeaways over the last few weeks.
Man, unforgiving, man. I think that's our motto every week, right? It's unforgiving.
Yeah.
You know, the thing about the SEC conference is it's so balanced right now. You can't go into any game thinking you're just going to get you a W. There, bottom feeders aren't that. I mean, they got us as having like 11 teams going to the tournament this year, and I tell you right now,
that's a lot.
More than 11 are playing at a tournament pace right now. So it's a great league.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. You know, you guys go to Oklahoma, get a big win in Oklahoma, man. A team that was ranked really high at the time. I think maybe fifth at the time.
Yeah, they were sixth. They were number six.
Fifth, sixth. You get a great road win against your rival right down the street of Mississippi State, and then
we go do the thing. Then we go do the thing, right? And then we go to Georgia and get our heads kicked in, man. You know, the one thing about Georgia, and we knew this going into that game. I'm gonna work backwards here.
Okay.
They have really good guards.
Yeah,
and Carnegie got busy on this, man. She
lives
in our man. She lives in our paint. She did what you want to do. I tell people, you know, we always have a thing in D.C. She dropped the Magic Johnson on us, 32, right? And she had an amazing game. They had an amazing game plan, and we just didn't, you know, we just didn't come out well. We got off to a slow start. She got going on us, and it was just a snowball effect from there.
Right. And Coach Q, Coach Yo talked about it in her presser after the game. She was talking about just uncharacteristic.
Yeah, sure.
Just very uncharacteristic of this team. What we have saw, you know, from you guys holding people under 60 points in the SEC, very uncharacteristic. So tell me, how do you guys get back on track?
Well, Thursday. Let's think about it. Right, it comes right to you. You don't
the next one.
Yeah, man. You don't have a lot of time to soak over these things. You got to get right to it. You know, we played Mississippi State. Had a really good game against them. Played really well. Won at Oklahoma, which was a really big win for our season for tournament seedings and things like that. So when you get into these next games, they come so quickly. You don't have a chance to really, harp on not playing well or your wins or your losses. So the good thing about us is that Thursday's coming, and we got to get ready to go.
Yeah, well, Coach, let me ask you, how do you prepare in all week for those type of games?
Yeah, but bye weeks, they're good and they're bad. When you're a little nicked up and banged up, I think it helps you a lot. You get a couple more days of treatment. You get to stay home a little bit. But we were to a point where we were playing well, so that's kind of like, hey, let's have another game. Let's keep on going while we're playing well. So I don't know if the bye week hurt us or helped us, but I can tell you right now, you want to go into that week having a good plan. We had a great plan. I thought we had great practices.
Yeah,
and when
Coach Joe talked about that.
Yeah, man, just
in
didn't
the
play
press,
well.
she talked about y'all had great practices and things just didn't go that way. But when you're talking about the SEC, just think about how many teams you think will actually make the tournament out of the SEC.
Man, I think in the last projection we had 11 teams. That's a lot. I mean, we talk about 11 teams.
That's a whole lot.
That means that you're saying 11 teams in your conference are going to win between 7 and 16 games, and that means that you're going to have a little log jam in the middle of your conference. And we have a really, really tough conference. When you think about 11 teams, I think we probably have 7 or 8 teams in the top 20 in the country right now. It's a really tough conference, and night in, night out, you got to come ready to play. And also too, night in, night out, you have a chance to get statement wins, which is a positive as well.
It's a positive. Coach, you coach professionally.
Yeah.
How does that help right now, just in the transition away, the NIL and everything else is going on? How did that help?
I tell people all the time.
Because it's going to the professional.
Yeah. It's no question. It's no question. When I coached pro men over in Brazil, it was a great experience. First of all, I had a really good time over there coaching. Really, the weather was great. Wintertime here it was 90 degrees, man. We were
nothing like here in Mississippi.
Man. We had on flip flops and shorts going to the games, man.
Right.
And I can tell you this, coaching pros really gives you a lot of perspective on long seasons. It gives you a lot of perspective on the finances
Right.
in basketball, and also gives you a perspective on how to coach players that's already motivated. And the one thing that I can say about coaching pro men is you start to coach and you start to get used to a group of players,
Right.
and then they come and they trade somebody, or they come and they release somebody, and that makes you have a game plan or have a system to where you can kind of plug players in into your system and have them be ready to play. From a financial standpoint, it gives you kind of like a tier what your top players make,
Right.
what your mid-level exceptions make, what your players who kind of like your rookies make, and it's kind of what we're going to now with this NIL.
That's what we're seeing.
You have to have
We're seeing professionalism in college sports big time.
Yeah, man, you have to have a little tier system here, and I can say for us, we've done a really good job of getting the players that we've needed. We have the resources here and to do that, and I think that's where it comes from. Do you have the resources? And then two, can you still recruit? Because it's still
got to recruit.
Yeah, there's still a recruiting aspect to it. But I mean, you got to have the money, man, to be able to be in the conversations these days.
Well, let me ask you this: high school players.
Yeah.
So we see it right now that the portal is a big thing.
Yeah.
So what's the percentage of high school players you think, going into next year? Do you think that drop off a lot because of what the portal has done? I mean, we're seeing it in football, seeing it in basketball a little bit, but in order to be competitive, you got to go get people that can help you right now.
Absolutely. I think that freshmen now, they're going to start to freshmen are not going to be over recruited anymore. I think NIL and the portal really helps mid-major basketball, because now you have some players that you may take as your say, okay, I'll take her for a year or two and see if she can get better and help us. Now she can go to a mid-major school and play right away and be an impact player in those conferences.
Right.
So I think the portal and more portal than NIL is definitely helping mid-major basketball. That's why you see a lot of upsets now. You see these teams these mid-major teams are now knocking off
big time teams.
Yeah, Power 4 teams. You gotta be careful when you go out there and get clipped, because they starting to get some players that you recruited, or some players that say you should have recruited me.
Yeah,
and then they go somewhere else and they have a really good game against you. But I think it's really helping mid-major basketball. I think that in years to come, as this thing starts to shake out, you don't know where it's going to go yet, because they're still trying to figure it out. Everybody, it's still new. So
everything's new.
Yeah, so until they figure it out, I think mid-major basketball is going to really benefit from this.
Okay. Well, Coach, Thursday, got Mizzou.
You got to have it. In this segment. See y'all later, man. Man. Thursday is one of them things, man. You don't want to lose 2 in a row in this conference, because there are a plethora of teams that are 4-2 and 3-2,
and you right on that.
And we right there,
man.
Curve. Yeah, man. We don't want to drop to 500 in the league. But I can tell you this right now: Missouri's a very good basketball team. I mean, obviously, new coach, playing a great system, and they play the right way. They have very good players, and I think going into this game, there are a few ways that you can look at this. Hey, it's a great opportunity.
It is.
And B, it's a game that you got to win. I think that we're kind of in between the both of them.
Right.
And we really need this game to stay in the top half of that conference.
And that's one thing that I could say about you guys and Coach Yosh, that anytime a game like what happened last week, they pretty much come out the gate swinging, but that defense, she's prides herself on that, and I think that'll happen. But Coach, just talking a little bit about, let's go ahead just a little bit more. You finna get really into the SEC play. So let's talk about the depth just a little bit, you guys' depth. So, we got the big three.
Right.
You got Cody. You got Letitia.
Right.
And you got some girls right now that's giving you 17, 18, and 12 points a game. What about that bench? How's the bench going to come into play when y'all get in the SEC?
Well, I can tell you right now, our two bigs, they're coming off the bench and playing well for us, because Christina. Yeah, Christina was logging some major minutes. But I can tell you right now, Jador and Dez, they're stepping in really good for her. and giving us some quality minutes off the bench. We don't beat Oklahoma without
No, you do not.
Without Majidor and Dez.
You don't.
They came
You do
and played well. I believe that we have some depth with those bigs, and obviously going further into the bench. We talk about Denham coming in and giving us some point guard minutes. We have some players that are starting to really step in for us and to give us some quality minutes. So we need to continue to develop that and get some productivity off the bench so we can start resting some of our players. You're getting into the part of the season where you start getting some bumps and bruises and some players getting sore. So we got to start playing more players, and I think that Coach Yo is doing a really good job of being able to kind of blend those
manage those minutes.
Absolutely.
And that's something that that's everybody, because the SEC, you're gonna get beat up. You're gonna get beat up really bad in the SEC when it comes to in the SEC play, and you just have to. I'm not gonna say you have to rest some players, but you have to watch what you have going on. You have to make sure the girls getting treatment and those things. So how are y'all dealing with the treatment? How's that coming along? I mean, do y'all have a protocol where everybody has to get treatment? Or
absolutely.
How do y'all do
That's every day, man. They take care of their bodies every day. Meredith does a really good job, and Keaton, those guys, and our strength coach does a really good job of getting them ready. And I think that's the biggest thing for us is. We're only as good as our players that are on the floor.
That's right.
Let's get them to the floor all the time. And we've not had games until we've had a lot of players injured and not had a lot of players out. And I think that's really is the pat on the back has to go to our strength and conditioning coach and then go to our trainers.
Yeah, a lot of people want to know also, Coach, the games y'all have at home. I've had I think my wife is bringing her high school, not high school, but her junior high team up here. I play Tennessee. When is it?
Yeah, about a week and a half, yeah.
Yeah, so it just, you got a lot of schools, high schools in the area that don't understand that y'all doors are open,
Absolutely.
To bring some of these young kids to come see the Rebels. And, just kind of give us the intake, how would you go about doing that, some of these junior high players, because they really want to see y'all play. Man. And Coach Yo is like a celebrity.
Absolutely. and she has an open door policy. They can come to our practices, they can come to our games, get in touch with Chelsea here, and she'll make sure, everything is on board with them getting tickets and going through the proper, compliance protocols. But man, we love to have high schools and junior high schools and even on the rec league level teams come through. They come to practice, games, anything, man. Coach Yo is open to all that stuff, man. She's with it, man. So come take advantage of it.
Yeah. So, look, everybody out there, y'all just heard him say, you got a lot of schools around here in Mississippi. They want to know because a lot of people have been asking me, how can I get my kids up here? So, you just heard it from Coach Q. How you can get your girls up here, whatever you want to come see the Lady Rebels. Come see them play. This is one place where everybody's welcome. I can guarantee you that. But Coach, has been great. I'm Marcus Dent, Coach Q, and this has been Coach Q's Court. See you next time.